Hi everyone! Thanks so much for tuning back in for Wellness Wednesday. I'm Dr. Chelsea and I'm super excited to talk to you today about paleo meal prep and how it applies to emergency preparedness. Very exciting. So as we know, one of the best ways to set yourself up for failure with paleo living is not having a plan. It's really easy for any of us to say, oh gosh, here it is. I'm just getting home at 7 o'clock. I don't have anything prepared for dinner. Maybe we'll just do takeout tonight. And that's fine until it happens tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. And soon you realize your family's eaten out every night for the last 3 weeks, except for on the weekends, or maybe on the weekends too, I don't know. So what's really important is having a set plan and saying, okay, this is how I'm going to set up my week. These are maybe the nights that I don't have as much free time and I'm going to have a little bit more of a challenge. So I'm going to prepare food in advance. Great in terms of saving yourself some time and also some money, because obviously it's much easier and much cheaper to get groceries from the grocery store and allot them throughout the week versus eating out every day, especially if you have a family of 4 or 5. So paleo meal prep can be a huge help, especially if you start on Saturday or Sunday and cut up a whole bunch of veggies, cook a whole piece of meat like a chicken and possibly a ham, or a whole bunch of ground beef in preparation for making tacos or pasta with meat sauce or something like that, along with cooking a whole bunch of rice or quinoa or some other kind of non-grain starch, which is wonderful. Cooking potatoes or sweet potatoes. Obviously in the paleo style, we definitely prefer sweet potatoes or butternut squash or another hearty squash instead of white potatoes, but you know, you have to make do and ease your family into certain things. And also considering making soup. Once you've roasted that chicken, throwing the bones in a pot and making some soup can be another great way to save yourself some time. And you can cool all of these meals in the fridge and just use them within a few days and do some more prep again later, halfway through the week perhaps. We take off Wednesdays, so that's when I get to do a lot more of my prep as well. Or you can throw them in the freezer and know that your family has meals available that way as well. I also try to make some kind of breakfast item like pancakes or paleo egg cups or waffles or something like that early in the week as well, in preparation, knowing that I'm not the most earliest riser and that I like to have a plan in place for mornings where I have a little bit less time. And I'm sure if you have kids, that's even better. So definitely a good idea. And so all of these things are really great for saving yourself time. If your kids need a snack after school, knowing that they'll have a healthier option available, or for those late nights, especially after sports practice, having something available that you can reheat pretty quickly and know that it's still nutritious and free of all the foods that you're trying to avoid right now while you're trying to heal yourself and your family. So that's also really great when we have times like these that we're currently facing in Florida, and for our friends out there in Hawaii, definitely for storm preparedness as well, and for our northern friends as they head into winter. Also a big thing, I grew up in rural Connecticut. We lost power several times a year. So it was always nice to have a little bit of extra food on hand besides the things that were pre-processed that we could eat that were, again, paleo friendly. So a great way to make sure your family has food to eat, again, especially if your kids are going to be home from school while you're at work and you want to make sure the babysitter or the nanny or whoever is feeding them appropriately. This is another great way to make sure that all of that comes to play as well and your kids are eating healthy during that period. So again, make sure you have extra water, batteries for flashlights, sandbags if you live in a flood zone, and first aid kit. And I hope everybody stays nice and dry during the storm and that this helps you even if you're in drier areas and you just need a little bit of way to help give yourself a good boost and make sure that your family's ready for the week. So I realize it's Wednesday, but remember this comes Sunday night, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Wednesday.